Hey guys, this is Jochen. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to show you how the X100V here performs in portrait photography. Finally! We will try out the standard lens, the teleconverter and the digital teleconverter. Are you curious? Me too. So, let's go! First, as usual, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. This would really help me a lot to keep doing videos like this. There are two main sections of photography I am currently doing: street and portraits. Now guess what I bought the X100V for? You can guess twice. So I was really curious about the X100V regarding portraits. Also because it is technically a mini X-T3, my main gear for portraits. They share the same sensor, the same processor and so on. But most critical for portrait photography are the aperture and focal length options. You don't necessarily think first of a 23mm aka 35mm fixed lens with a maximum aperture of f2, but that's exactly what is built into the X100V. So why can it still be interesting? The camera has a new revised lens with better imaging performance, especially in the close-up range, more beautiful bokeh and faster focus. The 23mm focal length is interesting for so-called environmental portraits if we want to compose more of the model's surroundings into the picture. Take a look at the video about my favorite Fujinon portrait lenses on this channel. I also go into more detail about the 23mm f2 WR lens. In addition, this is not our only option with the X100V. With the TCL X100 Mark 1 or 2, we can extend the focal length to 33mm, which corresponds to our beloved 50mm in full format. I really like this converter lens, even if it is not famous for its sharpness. And because the focal length around 35mm is something that I use constantly in my portraits, I was really looking forward to try it out. Well, I've had two TFP portrait shootings in the last few days, one with my pretty niece Luca and one with the 19-year-old Anna. By the way, some words to the corona situation. Portraits are quite a challenge in times like these. So if you want to plan portrait shoots yourself, stick to the rules in your region and if necessary, wait until the situation has normalized again. So let's talk about the general handling. Since I normally use my X-T3 here with the battery grip for portraits, my absolute favorite option, the direct change to the X100V from this beast here was a little strange, because the handling is of course very different. But to be honest, I got on pretty well with the X100V. That is a little surprising, since I expected that I would have more problems with the compactness of the X100V. And of course it is a little more fiddly to set ISO and shutter speed, especially if you hold the camera upright. The large control wheels of my X-T3 and the additional options of the battery grip are simply unbeatable. But in general, the handling with the X100 is much better than expected, even if I did not shoot in complete manual mode to avoid too much settings. I put the ISO to auto with the minimum shutter speed of 1/125th of a second and changed only the aperture constantly. But let's have a look at some of the results. At my first shooting with Luca, I did some kind of lens comparison. I started with the 23mm f2 on my X-T3 and also tried out the X100V's lens without converter. Then I switched to 35 on my X-T3 and mounted the TCL X100 Mark II on the X100V. All images you will see now are straight out of camera JPEGs, so everything is black and white and unedited. And now I will let these images speak for themselves. What I also tested is the X100V's autofocus with both focal length options. I never actually take portraits in burst mode, but this time I set the X100V to 6 frames per second, the focus on area and continuous and face and eye recognition activated. And I can tell you, the accuracy is really amazing here. There are series of 20 images and there is always only one missed focus per series when Luca came quite close to the lens. With all other images the focus is perfect. And this is also the point with the converter lens. Even if I usually don't shoot my portraits that way, it's still great to know that it is possible. I always wanted to try out one thing that I had read about several times. To be honest, I never really understood it. Thanks to Thomas B. Jones' video about it in German, I got it now and wanted to try it out. It is about the leaf shutter of the X100 series in connection with flash. The leaf shutter can sync all the way up to its maximum speed of 1/2000th of a second with all apertures, or 1/4000th of a second when using f8 to f16. In comparison, the X-T3 here will only sync flash with shutter speeds of 1/250th of a second or slower. So I was searching for backlight situations in the shooting with Anna to finally try it out. I exposed correctly to the background and then I turned on the flash. I tried out my Godox flash on the hot shoe and also the internal flash of the X100V. I turned down the flash compensation to -2/3. The effect is really nice, as you can see here, because there is a very well lit face on a correct exposed background. This is something I will use more often in special light situations from now on, so thanks again, Thomas. Last but not least, I wanted to test an option of the X100V for portraits that I already made a video about. The Digital Teleconverter. If you don't know what this is, please check out the video first. In short, the Digital Teleconverter is a digital zoom, meaning the images are cropped and interpolated inside of the cam. And because this is simply not possible with RAW files, the function can only be used with JPEG only. Hey Fujifilm, I would be happy about an uncropped RAW file in addition to the JPEGs. So I set the image quality to F for fine and chose focus mode S, and use the focus ring of the X100V for the zoom function. With a fixed lens only, you have a 50mm or 70mm equivalent crop. With the converter TCL X100 mounted, you will have a 72mm and a 100mm cropped image. So let's see what's coming out of cam with these options again, everything unedited. So what do you think? Of course, the digital zoom has no influence on bokeh and it reduces the image quality in general a little bit. But as I mentioned in the other video, the in-cam processing does a pretty good job here. Even if I would not consider it a serious option for a portrait shooting, it may be nice to have in some situations. And by the way, also the IAF works great with it. I had not a single image with missed focus using the Digital Teleconverter. So what is my conclusion? That the X100V is technically on par with the X-T3 is nothing new to me. But the little girl here can also fill a gap for me with the handling and fun of the portrait shoot. Namely, whenever I can't or don't want to carry a lot but still want to shoot very nice portraits. For people who take street portraits, the X100V with the teleconverter, the real one, not the digital one, may be an unbeatable combination in my opinion. So all in all, a great thing. I'm totally satisfied. Of course, the big beast here with the 56mm f1.2 or the 35mm 1.4 is still preferred for my portrait work. Are you convinced by the small one and the portraits that are possible with it? If you have any questions on this or any other topic, feel free to write me in the comments. I usually answer within a few hours. Don't forget to give me a like and please subscribe to my channel, switch on the notifications so that you don't miss any more videos. Take care of yourself, have a good time, ciao.